Hi, we are from Group 8, and today we'll be having a debate. My name is Joel Prasan, and I'll be the host for today's debate.
Hi, my name is Mimi Azwana. My role play is Pro-Vaccine 1.
Hi, my name is Aisha Fajan and my role play for today is as Pro-Vaccine 2.
Hi, my name is Aina Fatini and my role play for today is anti-vaccine 1.
Hi, I'm Queenie and my role play for today is anti-vaccine 2.
Okay, today we'll be having a debate about pro-vaccine, anti-vaccine. So on a pro-vaccine side, we have pro-vaccine 1, which is Mimi, pro-vaccine 2, which is Red, anti-vaccine 1, Aina, and anti-vaccine 2, Queenie. So we'll be starting this debate with pro-vaccine 2. So why do we need to take the vaccine?
Okay, so first of all, we need to take a vaccine because it might cause more severe illness than previous strain in unvaccinated people. But also, it is true that natural immunity may sometimes be stronger than vaccine-acquired immunity, but the risk of this approach far outweighs its benefits. For example, measles complications can be life-threatening, as stated by WHO trusted source, state that in 2000 until 2017, vaccinations contributed to an 80% decrease in measles-related deaths. So for my second point is,
But when it comes to the COVID-19 vaccination, the vaccine itself has not been thoroughly tested. And I do not believe that it is a one-size-fits-all type of vaccine.
Sorry, anti-vaccine 1, but let's listen from pro-vaccine 2 point of view before you can continue your point. So pro-vaccine 2, please continue.
okay, thank you, host. So for my second point is, although it is true that some vaccines contain substances that are harmful to the body in high amounts, such as mercury, formaldehyde, and aluminium, but the body has exposure to these substances from various food and through other products. For example, people consume formaldehyde when they eat fruit, vegetables, and even meat, including seafood and poultry. So that's all for my point.
Thank you, Pro-Vax 2. And now we'll move on to anti-vax 1. So why do you think the vaccine is not necessary, and what can you relate it with?
Based on my point just now, in addition, only an emergency permission approval has been granted for the COVID-19 vaccine, rather than full Food and Drug Administration approval. Because of this, the government will be dropping real and sensitive details on how to defeat the virus, including all future mutations and potential long-term side effects. Apart from that, people are free to choose whether or not to receive the vaccination, which is administered by something I don't even trust. Breakthrough examples demonstrate that even if I receive the vaccine, I may still contract COVID.
But I do not agree with that statement.
So what's the point of bothering those who don't want to get the vaccine? Am I right?
Okay, thank you, anti-vax 1. So, Pro-Vax 2, in conclusion, what is your take on the vaccine?
So in my conclusion, I agree that everyone should take a vaccine because also scientific research does not support claims that vaccination is unsafe. Vaccinations are not linked to autism, and scientists believe that vaccines strengthen rather than weaken the immune system. Vaccination is the safest way to help a child develop immunity to vaccine preventable disease. Anti-vaccination myths should not dissuade parents or caregivers from vaccinating their children. And lastly, vaccination is necessary to keep the rates of vaccine preventable diseases low. That's all.
Thank you, Pro-Vax 2. So, anti-vax 1, what's your take on the vaccine?
For me, in a nutshell, every human has rights to be vaccinated or not, including those who choose to get vaccinated. we shouldn't discriminate those who didn't trust and rejected the vaccine, especially this COVID-19 vaccine. A few examples of human rights include the right to life and liberty, freedom from slavery and torture, the freedom of expression and opinion, and the right to labor and education, among many others. Everyone has the right to these protections and no one is exempt from them. That's all.
Thank you to the both of you. Now we'll move on to the last question. So we'll be starting off with anti-vax. So anti-vax 2. Do you think the vaccine will provide a stronger immunity to our body?
No, because natural immunity is better than getting vaccinated. Because when you catch any disease and get sick, it results in stronger immunity to the disease compared to vaccination. And my second point is
But it shows vaccinated increases the immunity herd. So I don't think your statement is true.
Thank you for your statement, for vaccine 1. But let us listen to anti-vax 2 statement first and let her share her opinion on it. So anti-vaccine 2, please continue.
Thank you, host. So back to my point. Better hygiene and sanitation are actually responsible for decreasing the rate of infection and not the vaccine. So getting vaccinated don't deserve all the credit for reducing the rate of infectious disease, because by having a better sanitation, nutrition, and development of antibiotics, it can actually help a lot in reducing the risk. That's all from my point.
Thank you, anti-vaccine 2. Now we move on to pro-vaccine 1. Do you think the vaccine will provide a stronger immunity to our body?
We are continually exposed to a variety of viruses, bacteria, and others microorganisms from the moment we are born. The majority are harmless and more are beneficial, but a few can cause sickness. The human system of the body works to keep us safe from illnesses. When we are infected, our human system launches a series of responses in order to neutralize the germs and limit their damaging effects. When we are exposed to an infectious disease, we are generally protected for the rest of our life, ensuring that we do not get the disease again. For my second point is when we have been exposed to a disease, we often develop lifetime immunity. The goal of vaccination is to achieve this immunity while avoiding any of the disease hazards. When the bulk of the populations have been vaccinated against a disease, the sickness can only spread to a small number of people. This safeguards the few people who have not been vaccinated. Some illnesses can be completely eradicated over the world with the help of vaccination. That's all from me.
Thank you for vaccine 1. So anti-vax 2, what is your take on the vaccine?
I don't like the assumption that if someone is not vaccinated, then they are risking everyone's life, because vaccinated individuals can also carry and spread disease to other people. Besides, I think it's very ridiculous to separate the vaccinated and unvaccinated individuals, as if you're vaccinated, then you are fine and not risking anyone's life. Honestly, anyone could spread disease, especially disease like polio and pertussis, because they are not fully covered by the vaccine. That's all from me.
Thank you, anti-vax 2. So pro-vax 1, what do you think about anti-vax 2 statement?
In my conclusions, those diseases are still a threat, even though we don't see the disease. It's important because the diseases are still out there. We're just doing such a great job vaccinating that they're not circulating much as they used to be. So we have to just stay diligent. We are fortunate enough to never have seen the tragic and misfortune of many diseases that are now nearly eradicated from our lives. In fact, many infectious diseases, including smallpox, polio, and rubella, are extremely uncommon today. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Provex 1. Thank you all for your points and opinions. So I've come to a decision. So based on today's debate, I agree on the pro-vaccine side, as I agree the vaccine can help bolster our immune system and serves as a layer of protection for us when we're out in the open, rather than relying on home remedies and self-hygiene for our own safety. That's all from us today. Thank you.